Let's do some more examples of solving by factoring because this is a good way to review our factoring techniques as well. The first step when solving by factoring is that you have to get equals 0 because the whole idea is that we're factoring and then setting each factor equal to 0. So because the only way to multiply it by 0 is for one of the factors to equal 0. So first step in this problem is to subtract 4 so that I get equals 0 on one side. So that's negative 16t squared minus 32t and then plus 128. And now we have the equals 0 we needed. All right. I would love for the GCF to be negative 16. I know 16 goes into 32. We better check 128 divided by 16. Because I would really like to not use the AC method. Oh, it goes in 8 times. So I'm going to factor a negative 16 because I don't like that leading coefficient to be negative. So I'm dividing everything by negative 16. And if it helps you, write it out that way. Right? That factoring at GCF just means dividing. Dividing everything by negative 16. So what I get left... Here, negative 16 divided by negative 16 is just 1. Negative 32 divided by negative 16 is positive 2. And we just saw that 128 divided by 16 was 8, so divided by negative makes it negative 8 equals 0. This feels so much nicer and easier to factor because now we're just trying to find two numbers that multiply to negative 8 and add to 2. Oh, well, that would be 2 and 4. And I would just need to make the 2 negative. That would add to positive 2. The GCF of negative 16 is still there. This is an AC method, so I don't need to do the split the middle. I can just go straight to t minus 2 times t plus 4 equals 0. Setting each factor equal to 0, negative 16 can't be 0, but t minus 2 equals 0 when t is 2. And t plus 4 equals 0 when t is negative 4. So our solution set is 2 and negative 4. Nice. We could check by plugging it into the original, but this one, the directions don't even say we have to check. So I'll leave that up to you if you want to see that they work. Next one. Well, this one has a GCF as well. It already equals 0. That's good news. We don't have to worry about that. But everything has a y in it. Especially if you see something with y cubed, that's an important step to look for because we haven't done much factoring with a y cubed. So we need to take out the greatest common factor of y. So I'm dividing everything by y to factor that out. And now that I've taken out that extra y, now a is 1, so this is just a regular, what two numbers multiply to 20 and add to 9? Oh, well, that's 4 and 5. The y, that GCF is still out there, so then it's y plus 4 times y plus 5 equals 0. This one's a little different than the previous one in that the GCF gives us a solution. Y equals 0 is now going to be one of our answers in our solution set. Y plus 4 equals 0 means y is negative 4. Y plus 5 equals 0 means y is negative 5. So this one has 3 solutions, which sort of makes sense because it's a cubic. Right? When it's x or y squared is the highest power, we usually get 2 solutions. When it's y cubed, that opens up the possibility of having 3 solutions like this one. A little different. Well, here's another one with a cubed, but this time we have 4 terms. We can look for a GCF. I don't see one though. So this one is factoring by grouping. Remember, anytime we have 4 terms, that is where our head should go. If we can't combine like terms or factor out a GCF, it's factoring by grouping when we have 4 terms. In the first two, the GCF is x squared. And after I factor x squared, what's left is x minus 4. Remember, always, multiply it out if you need to be convinced that that works, or just to check. When there's a negative leading coefficient, I have to factor a negative. In this case, a -9. And what would be left is x minus 4. Factoring a negative flips that sign in the middle. Or you can multiply it out to double check. Yep, we get that plus 36. And also, this is the way to get these parentheses to match. So now I have x minus 4, and what's left over is x squared minus 9. And we have equals 0. I didn't maybe emphasize that before, but that was an important part, right? We had to start with that equals 0. We're actually not done yet. X squared minus 9 is a difference of 2 squares. That factors further. So the x minus 4 is just hanging out, but we need to factor the x squared minus 9 into x minus 3 times x plus 3. And now it's fully factored. There's nothing else we can do with that. So we're ready to find our 3 solutions. If you're at a point now where you just read them off, that's fine. 4 would make this 0. 3 would make this factor 0. And -3 would make this last factor 0. So our solution set is 4, 3, and -3.